Day 12 of Sean Diddy Combs' trial, there's a huge bomb that drops. Popular singer Justin Bieber finally breaks the silence and tells what Diddy did to him at one of the infamous parties. You will never believe the secret that Justin Bieber has been holding for years. The bailiff's voice cut through the murmurs. All rise for the Honorable Judge R.N. Subramanian. The courtroom stood as one. Judge Subramanian, a no-nonsense jurist with a reputation for running a tight ship, entered with measured steps. He adjusted his glasses and surveyed the room before taking his seat. Be seated, he said. We are here on the matter of People versus Sean Combs. Prosecution, you may proceed. Miriam Hayes stood, her crisp navy suit mirroring the gravity of the moment. Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution calls Justin Drew Bieber to the stand. A ripple of whispers spread through the gallery. Cameras clicked furiously as the side door opened. Justin Bieber walked in. Justin was the playful, carefree pop star the world knew. This version of Bieber was somber, his shoulders slightly hunched as if carrying an invisible weight. He wore a black suit, his hair pushed back, his face free of its usual easy smile. He avoided looking at Diddy as he passed the defense table. After being sworn in, Bieber sat down, his fingers interlaced tightly. Hayes approached, her voice calm but firm. Mr. Bieber, thank you for being here today. Can you please state for the record how you know the defendant? Bieber cleared his throat. Yeah, I've known Sean, Mr. Combs, since I was young. He was always around the industry, at parties, award shows, stuff like that. I didn't really know him personally, but he was somebody people respected. And did there come a time when Mr. Combs's behavior toward you became inappropriate? Bieber's jaw tightened. He glanced briefly at Diddy, who stared back, unblinking. Yeah, Bieber said softly. About 2 years ago, he invited me to his house in L.A. I thought it was just a hangout, maybe talking about music. But when I got there, it was just him. Hayes nodded, giving him space to continue. At first, it was cool. We were just talking. Then he started saying weird stuff, how I reminded him of himself when he was younger, how he could teach me things. I laughed it off, thinking he was just being, I don't know, Diddy. Then he put his hand on my leg. A juror's eyes widened. Someone in the gallery gasped. I moved away, but he kept going, said I was too tense, that I needed to relax. Then he leaned in, tried to kiss me. Hayes, what did you do? I stood up, told him, nah, I'm not with that. He got mad, said I was tripping. I just left. Did you tell anyone about this? Bieber shook his head. I didn't want the drama. I just avoided him after that. Hayes let the silence hang for a moment before continuing. Why come forward now? Bieber exhaled. Because it's the truth. And if he did it to me, he probably did it to others. Diddy's lawyer, Benjamin Jeffries, shot to his feet. Objection, speculation. Judge Subramanian. Sustained. The jury will disregard the last statement. But the words had already landed. Jeffries approached Bieber with a smirk. Mr. Bieber, you're one of the most famous people on the planet. If this happened as you claim, why not report it? Why wait until now? Bieber met his gaze. Like I said, I didn't want the attention. And back then, who would have believed me over Diddy? Jeffries scoffed. Or is it because this never happened, that maybe you're here because the prosecution needed a big name to make their case stick? Bieber's eyes flashed. I don't need clout. I'm here because it's the truth. Jeffries pressed harder, digging into inconsistencies in Bieber's timeline, suggesting the encounter was misremembered or exaggerated. But Bieber held firm, his testimony raw and unpolished, which only made it more believable. As Justin Bieber delivered his testimony, all eyes in the courtroom kept flickering toward the defense table where Sean Diddy Combs sat, motionless. The music mogul, known for his larger-than-life personality and effortless cool, had perfected the art of the poker face, but those closest to him could see the storm beneath. At first, Diddy maintained an air of detached amusement, as if Bieber's words were nothing more than a bad script. He leaned back in his chair, arms crossed, one eyebrow slightly raised, a look that said, "You expect me to believe this?" But as Bieber described the alleged incident in detail, the hand on his leg, the attempted kiss, Diddy's jaw clenched. His fingers, which had been drumming lazily against the table, stilled. His lawyer, Benjamin Jeffries, shot him a warning glance, as if sensing the fury building beneath the surface. When Bieber said, "I told him, nah, I'm not with that," Diddy's nostrils flared. For a fraction of a second, his mask slipped. His lips pressed into a thin line, his eyes narrowing. It was the look of a man who wasn't used to being denied, much less publicly accused. Then came the moment that would later be dissected on social media. The pen snap. As Bieber recounted leaving Diddy's house that night, Diddy, still staring straight ahead, reached for a ballpoint pen on the table. His grip tightened. Then, crack. The pen split in half, ink leaking onto his fingers. A reporter in the front row gasped. The jury noticed. Even Judge Subramanian glanced over. Diddy didn't react. He simply set the broken pen down and wiped his hand on a napkin, as if nothing had happened. But the message was clear. He was livid. During the cross-examination, Jeffries went hard at Bieber, trying to paint him as an opportunist. But Diddy's body language spoke volumes. Instead of nodding along in approval, he sat rigid, his knee bouncing slightly under the table. When Jeffries insinuated Bieber was lying for fame, Diddy's lips curled. Not in a smile, but in a barely contained snarl. At one point, when Bieber shot back, "I don't need clout, I'm here 'cause it's the truth," Diddy let out a quiet, derisive "Shh." The sound was soft but audible enough for the jury to hear. Judge Subramanian gave him a warning look, and Jeffries quickly placed a calming hand on his client's shoulder. When court adjourned, Diddy stood slowly, his movements deliberate. He didn't look at Bieber as the pop star stepped down from the stand. Instead, he adjusted his suit jacket with sharp, controlled motions, as if reasserting his dominance in the only way he still could. Reporters shouted questions as he strode out. "Diddy, did you really try to kiss Justin? Do you deny his claims? What's your response?" He ignored them all, his expression icy behind his tinted glasses. But as he ducked into his black SUV, he finally snapped, slamming the door so hard the vehicle rocked. Sources close to Diddy later revealed that inside the car, he erupted. "This is bullshit," he allegedly shouted, pounding his fist against the seat. "He's doing this for attention." His team had expected Bieber's testimony to be vague, maybe a mention of feeling uncomfortable. They hadn't anticipated the graphic details, the leg touch, the attempted kiss. Now, the narrative was out of their control. One insider said, "He kept saying, 'They're trying to destroy me.' Not, 'This isn't true,' just, 'They're trying to destroy me.'" For years, Diddy had operated under the belief that his power, money, and influence made him untouchable. But as he watched Bieber's testimony trend worldwide, as the public reaction rolled in, memes, think pieces, fans turning on him, something shifted. The man who partied with presidents, who shaped hip-hop history, who laughed in the face of scandals, looked afraid. Not because of Bieber alone, but because he knew this was just the beginning.